What's going on, guys? Jade here, and welcome to the first of what is hopefully many ControllerKid vlogs. For a super duper long time now, I wanted to start a series where I kind of take you guys along with me during my day-to-day process of making ControllerKid happen, making all my TV heads, working on my actual job and everything. I'm just kind of keeping you guys informed on what's going on behind the scenes, what you don't really see on Instagram or anything else really. And now that there's 18,000 of you at the time of recording this, I feel like it's better now more than ever to kind of go ahead and hop in and just bring you guys along. So without further ado, let's hop into it. We're gonna be doing a few really fun things in today's vlog, but I wanted to start with something that has been blowing my mind for the past 24 hours that it has been in my life. And that is this t-shirt that you see behind me, because it's a lot more than meets the eye. So I'm doing this brand deal with a fashion line called Synthetic Fashion, and they've sent over a few samples for me to model, but what they didn't tell me is that they have a custom tag for ControllerKid, and it's insane. Let's take a look at it. So the actual design of the shirt is like legitimately nice, right? But then I looked closer and I saw that they did this for me. They did a synthetic plus ControllerKid VGA is better than HDMI and then put their logo in a CRT. Are you kidding me, dude? Nobody told me that was happening. Like, I actually couldn't believe it. By the time this video is out, the photos of this shoot should be up. Please go check them out, show them some love. And if you want to get some of their really legitimately awesome clothes, because these guys make some actually legitimately cool stuff, check the link in the description down below. If you use code ControllerKid, you get 20% off your entire order. Go and check them out. It supports me, and I'm telling you guys, they make some really sick stuff. But that is not the focus of today's video. We are instead really hammering on my OG TV head, the first TV head that I ever made. We are taking a look at ControllerKid because he's in need of some pretty intense maintenance. People always ask me how I manage to wear jeans and a sweater when it's like 90 degrees outside. And the actual definitive answer for all of you guys is that I just don't know. I just don't get hot. I don't get overheated, dude. The only thing that happens when it's humid is I start to sweat like a decent bit, but I never ever get overheated. And I don't know why. Guess I'm just built different. Anyway, so behind me is the man himself, ControllerKid, and you're about to see what I mean when I say he needs some pretty intense TLC. Let's take a closer look. So as you can see, like along the edges right here, especially when you go around the whole thing, including the front for sure, you can see a lot of really bad, like just rubbing of the paint. Like the paint's just gone, just from like general use over time, because I haven't really had to do much of anything to him, because I haven't been able to go to any conventions for obvious reasons. But like down here, it's especially, oh, I didn't notice this. Oh, poor ControllerKid, dude. I am so sorry. This is actually tragic. This should never happen, dude. And if you go around here, the story is pretty much the same. There's a little bit of bubbling stuff right here, so you can probably see the edge, like rubbing is really bad as well. Oh, and on this corner right here, oh, look what happened to you, poor dude. And then we get to the screen, which is another thing that really bugs me, and I wish I would have noticed earlier. You look at it from a certain angle that catches the light. You can see right here these ridges on the screen, this like lifting that extends really far into the screen that should not be there under any circumstances. Even the TVs that I sell don't have this. And ControllerKid shouldn't either. But I probably don't have to be the one to tell you that, like, things in general have not been easy as of late. Like, life in general has just been kind of rough. So ControllerKid has kind of fallen to the wayside. I've still been making a ton of ControllerKid content, but his general appearance has been enough to where I can just kind of generally cover it up. But I have four actually events, in-person events coming up with him that I can't Photoshop. So we're gonna get some fixing happening right about now. Let's rock and roll and get some paint. That's a wasp. That's a wasp. Okay, we're going. So we're back in the workshop, and I immediately realized that after my 30-minute round trip to the store to get this paint, that I got the wrong color. That I apparently just don't know what my own TV head's color actually is. So this is the color of paint that I got, Satin Aqua, and I thought it would be accurate, but no, here, let's get down here really quickly, let's take a look. So messy room aside, you take a look at this. You tell me if this looks, I don't know, the same. The answer is no, in fact, it doesn't. I'm just the worst. We're back. Proper color of paint has been acquired, so we can finally actually get down to business fixing ControllerKid. And the first order of business, I guess, is just to take the screen out. You don't really want to get any sort of paint anywhere near the screen. That'll completely ruin both the aesthetic and your ability to see out of it. So our first thing to do is actually gonna be popping that out. That's fairly simple, actually. I'll show you right now. Really quickly though, I got a new tripod like super recently, and it's really, really nice. And it has this hook on it right here, which I assume is for like weights and other important storage, but I really only stored this summer Miku plush on it, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the only point it really has. If I'm doing a shoot somewhere and this Miku plush is not on this tripod, assume something's wrong. Assume that she's been lost, because this is her home now. Let me see if I can get down here. I don't know how I'm gonna show up on the camera like this. Hello. So ControllerKid's screen is secured with just hot glue. I know that that is not the best for most TV heads, but the thing about ControllerKid that makes him so unique is that he's one of the only flat screen CRT monitors that I've ever been able to find. And I know when I say the term flat screen CRT, it kind of throws people off, but this is what flat screens used to be. They used to be legitimately flat CRTs. So ControllerKid's screen is a lot easier to attach than literally any other monitor I've ever used. So we're just gonna pop it out, and we're gonna be good to go. Now you can kind of get a glimpse at like how much I abused this like tint process as a whole. So if you look around the outside right here, these are acid burns from super glue that I tried to use that very clearly didn't work. There's just this like general line that you can kind of see if I get it in the right light. There's like this line of like where it was not exposed versus where it's exposed, and I haven't cleaned it in so long. It's a little bit rough. We're gonna fix that. We're here to fix that today. We're gonna worry about the screen overall separate a little bit later. Right now we're focusing on just the painting before it gets too late and too humid. So we're gonna set this guy aside, put ControllerKid back together, and then head outside and do some painting. So we have made it outside. ControllerKid is more than ready to print. I have all the internals covered right here. Not super tightly, but just enough to make sure that I don't breathe all of it in whenever I put it on later to test everything. Just as a quick tip to all of you guys who are making your own TV heads now or in the near future, you wanna make sure that the weather is gonna work for when you're spray painting. So I generally try and do it when it's below 60%, no higher than 65%, even that's pushing it, but around 50% is gonna be perfect. Any higher and you're gonna get this really, really awful thing called wrinkling when you spray paint. I'll put some pictures up around here somewhere. It's genuinely one of the worst things ever. Like it will ruin a whole project if you strip the whole thing. Just make sure you check the humidity and do it when it's safe. But aside from that, I have my old tripod set up here, which I'm gonna put ControllerKid on to actually paint him, and we're gonna get rolling. Catch you in a few. We're back an hour or so later. The TV has had plenty of time to dry, and if I do say so myself, it turned out really, really good. So all that there should be left to do is let this thing dry until it's no longer sticky, and then take it inside and get the screen that we made put into it. So the next order of business is taking this absolutely atrocious screen and getting all this old tint film peeled off and then putting a new one on. So this part should seem pretty straightforward. We literally just take this and peel it off. If I've done a proper job with this tint film, the whole appeal is that you can just replace it like super duper easily. You just peel it off and the next one goes right on. And there we go. And now we're left with this absolutely disgusting plexiglass. Oh my gosh. So I know for a fact that I've covered how to apply tint film in previous videos. I did it in my big T-Bake tutorial, which you can watch in the link up in the top right hand corner right now. But the way that I do is a little bit different now. So I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna get super granular about it, but I'm gonna show you what I believe to be the ultimate way to install tint film for your TV head. And it starts with Walmart 5% tint film. Nothing special, you know, nothing really expensive, but this is the stuff that is actually gonna make your TV head, in my opinion, look and work the best. It looks just like you're looking through sunglasses, and the TV head is so dark inside that you really can't see inside at all. So I think that Walmart brand 5% tint film is the way to go for sure. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our tint film and lay it over the top of the plexiglass, just like this. You can't see my face anymore, but hi, I'm still here. I would encourage a little bit of excess, quite honestly, and then take your scissors and just kind of cut it with following the guide with your plexiglass. And after you have your roughly shaped tint film, you're gonna wanna take your microfiber cloth yet again and just really get into it with the cleaning on this side. Make sure that there's no particles or anything. If there's like a few maybe smudges or stuff, that's not super duper important. But what is important is the particles, because those are gonna get underneath your tint film and it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. Like, I mean, a legitimate nightmare if you have to like unpeel it and fix that. So make sure that you give it a thorough brushing. Make sure you check once, check twice, check as many times as you can or need to make sure there's like as few particles, if not zero. Once that is done, the way that I do this in order to separate the thin sheet of like protective stuff from the actual tint film itself is to take your teeth, can you see me? Take your teeth, all right, and then give it a little bite and a grind over and over again until eventually you should be able to easily separate it. That is by far the easiest method that I have found to date on how to separate this layer from the actual tint film itself, which for most people is the most stressful part. So I would highly, highly recommend choosing your teeth, grinding it a little bit, and it should separate immediately. I hate my hair. I hate my hair so much, dude, I swear. Now back to the plexiglass itself. Go ahead and take your mixture of detergent and water, wherever I put mine, and then just absolutely coat the back side of this. I mean, just spray it, dude. The more the merrier, quite honestly, because you're gonna push most of this out, and the more you have, it helps with application immensely. And then peel back just a little sliver of this right here. Turn it over like this. We're gonna fold it back over on itself is the easiest thing I found to do. Don't let it stick to itself though. And then stick this part down on it as even as you can. And then just start removing the clear sheet as you press down this with your fingertips, and it should all fall into place. And if it doesn't, like mine didn't, which happens sometimes, you can literally just use your thumbs and kind of coerce it until it all starts to come up, which it will. And then, oh, this part's painful. And then just literally just slide it and reshape it. That's all you have to do. There you go. There you go. That's it. And then, you know, you should just be able to do some finagling, tug it, pull it, as much as you need, and then it should start to eventually fall into place. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a flat card, like an old credit card or like a license or something. You're gonna wanna take your card and push all of the excess water and everything out from under it so that it lays completely flat. I mean, push literally any amount of bubbles that you see out. And if at this stage you're having any lifting or anything, don't be afraid to like lift up the whole thing and to adjust it and to like fix it right there on the spot, because if anything goes wrong at this point, you know, this is the time to fix it. This is the time to fix it unequivocally. Don't end up like me, who has like eternal issues on all of my screens just because I don't feel like fixing it in the moment. Alrighty, it's the next day. After kind of witnessing how things were going yesterday, I decided to wait like a whole day to let the paint fully set up and everything, as well as the screen do some full drying, and it's behind me here, and it actually turned out just incredible. Let's take a closer look. So like, as you can see, the paint dried and the shine's like actually incredible, dude. Like, this will probably be the last time I ever use like the basic Rust-Oleum paint, because this is like the advanced formula stuff, and it's actually incredible. Like, it's thicker, it's the shine, dude. The shine, I'm gonna lose my mind. This is how ControllerKid was always meant to be. This color, it just gets so light and discolored like over time, but oh, look at that sheen. Look at the sheen. I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. The screen actually turned out really, really well too. A little few minor bumps and everything, but over time, those will actually go away. Most of them will be hidden under the ridge of the TV head itself, so I would consider this a success. The only thing to do is put this guy inside of this guy, and we should be good to go. And just like that, ControllerKid is done. There should be some better beauty shots coming across your screen just about now, but this may be the best, legitimately, that ControllerKid has ever looked. This makes me all the more excited to go back to cons, but if those eventually start happening again, let's hope it's soon. Please wear your mask and everything. I beg of you guys, truly. But thank you so much for joining me for the first ControllerKid vlog. I hope this is the first of many. Like I said, I mean, this is truly beyond fun. In a very, very real way, this is something incredibly fun, and I hope you guys join me for the next one. But above all else, be safe, make good choices, have a wonderful day, and peace out.